welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Sahim. In today's episode, we're diving into a story that is as heartbreaking as it is terrifying. We recently received an email from a listener named Christopher from Pennsylvania. Christopher shared a dark reality that unfolded within a family he knew personally. A sequence of events that proves some secrets don't just stay buried. They come back to hunt the ones we love most. Let's get straight into the email sent by Christopher. The setting was a quiet, secluded suburb in Georgia. It was the kind of neighborhood where everyone knew each other, or so they thought. Michael, a dedicated night shift pharmacist, lived there with his wife Sarah and their 2 sons. Their eldest, Ethan, was a vibrant 12-year-old boy with his whole life ahead of him. Everything seemed perfect until that cursed September of 2013. The first omen. It started late one Tuesday night. Sarah was closing the curtains in the master bedroom when she noticed something moving outside. She looked toward the roof of the detached garage and froze. There, standing at the very edge in the freezing night air, was an elderly woman dressed in a tattered white gown. Now you have to understand, there were no stairs to that roof, and no ladder was leaning against the wall. There was no logical way for anyone to be up there. Sarah screamed for Michael, but by the time he looked, the roof was empty. The figure had vanished into thin air. The encounter. A few nights later, Michael was returning home around 1:30 a.m. As he pulled into the driveway and walked toward the backyard near a massive, centuries-old oak tree, he saw a woman in white sitting at the base of the trunk with her back to him. Thinking it was Sarah locked out of the house, or perhaps a neighbor in distress, Michael walked over. "Ma'am, are you okay?" he asked, reaching out to touch her shoulder. The moment his fingers grazed the fabric, the entity spun around with inhuman speed. Michael's heart stopped. The woman had no pupils, just 2 milky, terrifying voids for eyes, and thick, dark blood was pouring uncontrollably from her mouth. She let out a silent, soul-piercing grin. Michael didn't even have time to scream before his world went black. He was found unconscious on the grass the next morning. The dark secret revealed. Desperate for answers, the family brought in an occult specialist. After examining the house and sensing a heavy, suffocating energy, the specialist sat Michael down. Under the pressure of the moment, Michael finally confessed to a dark chapter of his past. Years ago, while working in Chicago, Michael had been involved in an intense extramarital affair. When Michael tried to end it to save his marriage, the woman became consumed by a vengeful rage. She had sought out a practitioner of dark arts to place a death hex on Michael's bloodline. To complete the ritual, she had managed to steal one of Ethan's worn t-shirts months prior. The specialist warned them, "This isn't just a ghost. This is a sent entity, and it is here for your most precious possession, your son." The tragic end. The family went into total lockdown. They never let Ethan out of their sight. But when a supernatural force marks its prey, human vigilance is rarely enough. One morning, thinking it was safe for just a moment, Ethan stepped out to the edge of their property to pick some apples near the lake. He was gone for less than 10 minutes. When Sarah called for him and heard no response, panic set in. The police were called, and after an agonizing search, they found Ethan. He was floating face down in the shallow, murky waters of the lake. The final horror. When the paramedics pulled Ethan's body from the water, a collective gasp of horror echoed through the woods. The 12-year-old boy was completely bloodless. His skin was a deathly, translucent white, as if every drop of life had been drained from his veins. But the most chilling part was his neck. It was snapped at an impossible angle, and imprinted deep into the flesh were 4 massive, blackened finger marks. Marks far too large to be human, yet too deliberate to be an animal. The specialist later confirmed that the entity Michael had encountered under the tree had returned to finish its task, claiming Ethan's life as the ultimate price for Michael's past. Michael's one mistake, a secret from his past, ended up costing him the life of his innocent son. It's a chilling reminder that the shadows we create in our lives can sometimes grow long enough to swallow the ones we love. Thank you, Christopher, for sharing this tragic and terrifying story. What do you think, listeners? Can a curse truly be that powerful? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay safe and stay alert. The night remembers everything.